Kumbaya, my lord, come. Oh, wait a minute. The hockey mask doesn't appear until the second Friday the 13th. What the hell's it doing in this review?
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
1, 2, 3,
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing up.
4, 5, 6,
'Must be my imagination.
7,
Can I help you? Hello?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Friday the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough. Friday the 13th.
History. The horror genre has certainly come a long way since the universal horror films of the 1930s, 1940s, where the main anti-hero of the film is either a creature, monster, or supernatural being. Suffice to say, the main villain was, by all accounts, not human. Being non-human gives us an easy explanation to why someone would kill and murder their countless victims. How can we understand its motives? It's not human. It is alien to our way of thinking. Also, not forgetting the possibility that we wouldn't meet such a thing in real life. It's a fairly slim to non-existent chance. On the other hand, if we put a human in the role of the villain, we instantly feel we can relate, and the question of why someone would do such a thing becomes a very real, relevant talking point. And as such, with the film we are reviewing here, they always tend to use the whodunit plot structure, which was first used in the Alfred Hitchcock 1960 film Psycho, which provided the basic formula, that of a knife-wielding and mentally disturbed killer with a twist ending to the film. On the second point, humans are also everywhere. Well, maybe not mentally disturbed ones, but the threat that this could happen to you in real life has a lot higher chance of occurring. Psycho provided some of the elements that go on to form the slasher genre, but it took a very unusual title film by the name of Black Christmas in 1974 to solidify the full formula. In addition to the whodunit elements, Black Christmas provides the following: a mysterious stalker, a set of adolescent or young adult victims, a secluded location with little or no adult supervision, a point-of-view camera shot representing the killer's perspective, a jolting score, and graphic depictions of violence and murder. Black Christmas was not a huge success, and it's not remembered as the beginning of the slasher genre. That award goes to a low-budget film by John Carpenter, appearing 4 years later on in 1978. The very simply titled Halloween included all the slasher elements and threw in 2 new critical elements to help aid its success. A mass killing machine, i.e. the main villain, Mike Myers wearing a William Shatner costume painted white, costume mask painted white, and 2, it introduced the concept the killer was seamlessly indestructible force, i.e. attempts to kill a villain tended to all end in failure, with the villain constantly getting up again and again. If Halloween provided the idea of the modern day slasher film to the masses, Friday the 13th reconfirmed it, and it shows both Halloween Friday the 13th spawned countless sequels, remakes, and some very bad imitators.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you?
God damn it, Ralph, get out of here. Go on, get. Leave people alone.
You'll never come back again.
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
It's got a death curse.
The plot is as easy as they come. Several early adolescents are seen making their way to Camp Crystal Lake, a summer camp out in the tranquil lakes and forests of New Jersey countryside in North America. Camp Blood, as it's more commonly known by the locals of the neighbouring town, has had its fair share of strange goings-on in previous years. Self-evident with the accidental drowning of a kid, and as shown in the opening sequence of the film, the deaths of the two camp counsellors. In the present day, and with the camp reopening, the scene is set to provide a perfect place for a psychopath to slay the camp counsellors one by one under the tranquil beauty of the lakeside. Stars involved. Horror films of the 70s, 80s tended to star relatively unknown actors and actresses. However, some of today's well-known stars got their start in horror films. Most notably from Friday the 13th is one of the first appearances of Kevin Bacon, after his most well-known role in Animal House 2 years previously. Adrena King, who plays the elder female counsellor, is the best well known for Friday the 13th and reprises a role in its direct sequel. After being stalked in real life, she decided to take a break from acting. Opinions. While Friday the 13th is a fairly short film at just over an hour and a half, it does suffer from some pacing issues. In some scenes it's very slow, and others it quickly speeds up. I would say it's due to the part of an ever-evolving screenplay that was rewritten as it was shot. It is a film that obeys the slasher horror rules with little or no exception. Because of these rules, this leads the viewer into always trying to guess who the next victim is, and more or less waiting for that event to occur in the film. It is important to note that everyone in the film will die if they are by themselves. Staying together was an aspect that never crossed any of these adolescents' minds. The film can feel dated by today's standards. Even such that a remake was attempted in 2009, which did not rate very highly, achieving 25% overall approval rating from critics. So best stick to this original film. There is not much in the way of character development, probably because they are either dead before you know it, so this supplants the film firmly as a no-brainer. There are some great physical special effects that apply to the actors themselves that are enough to give you a sense of horror and awe. The two greatest elements of the film, I believe, I've left until last, which in many ways is kind of like the film itself, which provides a nice payoff with a great twist in the last portion of the film. Ears up, the best part of Friday the 13th is the music. It creates an eerie sense of suspense and atmosphere, the feeling like you're being stalked and you're alone in a secluded setting.
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
Video quality. I delighted watching this film on the 2009 Blu-ray release, presenting 1.85 by 1, providing a very full widescreen image, filling the entire television screen. The quality of the picture indicated to me the original film stock used for this film was rather cheap, as it presented some very dull colours with little or none of the classic film grain look. Not to knock it down that much, the film details were clear, and the image that the film was trying to portray was presented well. Sound quality. The Blu-ray version of the film I watched came with a very minimal revamped Dolby True HD 5.1 track. There's barely a step up from the original mono soundtrack. The film is driven predominantly from the forward speakers, with very little being placed in the surround speakers. Sounds of the forest and nature are pronounced, providing you with a real sense of location. The very distinct, chilling music is delivered well, with a very notable sounds we associate with this film. Budget. The film was made for an estimated $550,000 and grossed $6 million at the US box office upon its opening weekend release in 1980, which instantly green-lighted another sequel to be made right away. Availability. The film is very commonplace today and is available on many of the online streaming services. There are countless DVD offerings, with the first being the 1999 DVD release containing the original theatrical cut of the film. With the release of the remake in 2009, the original 1980 film was released again on DVD and Blu-ray as the Friday the 13th Uncut Edition, which contains 10 extra seconds of extra footage, and is the version I reviewed here. Both these versions of film have appeared in various DVD box sets that contain a couple, or many, or all of the sequels. The definitive Friday the 13th complete collection was released on Blu-ray in 2013, which contains 10 discs with all 12 films in the franchise. This is a must-see for fans of the series. And all Blu-ray releases, as far as I'm aware, are region free. So, overall score. Not a must-see film. I would add it to your watch list and pull it out for the Halloween-themed movie marathon when it rolls on by the 30th of October. Now, how do you get that music out of your head? That
Thank you.